Yo, so I was doing a bunch of Ascension runs and I realized some things don't really work the way they are written in the research. So I thought I have to figure out what is going on in order to take the best decisions and do better records. So I started testing some things, I got to some conclusions, and I wanna showcase that in this video. I had some people saying these are bugs. I don't know if they are bugs, I don't know the implications of that. Will they fix it? I don't know. For now, this is how things seem to be working. I also go through some more basic things, so it's like a full Ascension guide. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'll not try to do the best record here or show the best build potentials. I'll just showcase the concepts I'm talking about. So I'll just run this, whatever. Supports discs is worth mentioning. They will provide the stats and the notes for your melodies. And in my opinion, the stats will be more valuable because they just don't give a lot of notes in total. So keep that in mind. For example, this C6 everyone can get from the event, and it gives 1200 attack, which is 3 times more than a 4-star at the same level. These notes will not increase the chance of getting more of these notes. You just get this and it's done. Also, 5 stars give more notes in total, and these notes will count to your score. Even these 6 lux notes, which don't even belong to this monolith, they will count the same as others. Alright? First floor is a basic battle floor. There's 6 of these. You can get a random event here. I don't think there's a minimum or maximum you can get. We get one here. You will always get a purple pot here because you reach level 2. This is your run level. You always get a new pot when you reach a new level. But it is a system you can ignore, honestly, because you always get the same amount of experience every run at every floor. So you always get potentials at certain floors. Next one will be at floor 3 and then 4. You will always get the purples at the same floors as well, which are floor 1, 6, 8, 10, 13 and 15. You will always get 6 purple, of course. Obviously 2 for each character, so you can always choose the ones you want. There's no RNG to this. Here we get an event. So this is a potential for free. Now this is one of the most important things. The first 5 potentials you get have a chance of starting at level 3. Doesn't matter the source, if it's from your level, from events, from the shop, or if you roll. Because when you roll, it's a new potential and the previous one is gone. So yeah, the first 5 will have a chance. It's not 100% of starting level 3. You might not get all 5. The 5th in particular seems to have a lower chance, I don't know. But overall this is very valuable, and if you get bad pots at the beginning, you should just quit and start over. Because also the first machine at floor 5 is different, and you wanna get good potentials once you get there. Now floor number 2 will be an event. Alright, this is another potential for free, right? Which is a very good event. We get 2 level 3 options here. This is our second potential. It's nice to keep track of how many potentials at the beginning, because you know up to the 5th you have this chance of level 3. Here we get another potential from our level. We get another level 3, alright. We don't get bonus event. Here at the end of floor 4 we get another potential. This is the 4th potential. We got 4 potentials level 3 so far. The next one can also be level 3. Now the first upgrade you do in a run will have a chance, also not 100%, of have double upgrades. It's not a fixed number. You can be lucky and have 2 or 3 options every time, or unlucky and just get 1 or even 0. So you want to make sure you go to the machine with potentials you want to upgrade. You can go to the from the machine back to the shop, back to the machine, back to the shop as many times as you want. So if you get a lot of pots level 5, you should get more new pots before going to the machine, because if they are level 5, for example here I'm gonna pick this level 5. Now this pot won't be able to get a double upgrade, right? Here we didn't get it. Here we pick this level 5. Now we have 2 pots level 5 and only 2 of them can get a second upgrade, right? A double upgrade. So I just go to the shop and I buy another one. And I know this is the 5th one. There's a chance of getting a level 3. And I want it for Shitose. Okay, we get a level 3. Pick it. Now back to the machine. Unlucky, I didn't get double here. I'll pick one of these, so it's not an option to get it here anymore, because we still have the 4th upgrade, and the 4th upgrade can also be a double. So I have 3 things I can double upgrade. Oh yeah, but I didn't get it. Alright. I'll just pick this, whatever. Now in the shop you get pots and notes. Every pot level gives 60 points. Doesn't matter if it's purple, if it's a new level 1, if you close it at level 6, it doesn't matter. It's always 60 points. And every note gives 15 points. It doesn't matter how many melodies require it. It doesn't matter if you overcapping the requirement. It doesn't matter if any melody requires it at all. It's always 15 points. So you look at the prices and you realize that notes will give a lot more points than potentials. So even if a note is useless, like this Ventus for example, it will still give you a lot of points. And if you just want points for achievements, for the research or to flex, I don't know, you just buy every note and you get a very high score. However, if you want the highest DPS, in my opinion, in the current state of the game, this might change with new discs and trackers, etc. Or if you get more monolith research, for example. But right now, your first priority is getting the best potentials at max level. Not getting these, I think, will be a substantial cut in your DPS. Even if you don't get the score that high, it doesn't really matter that much. I'll just pick this and this for the melodies. If you reach level 31, as you probably notice, the record is now classified as a master record, and this will give a substantial stat increase, around 600 attack. So getting at level 31 with all the best pots will be a very good record. However, this can be pretty hard. If you are trying to get this and you just don't get it, it's normal, you're not cursed. How hard it is gonna depend on how much pots you consider essential for the team. Gonna depend on your main disc melodies and your disc levels. For example, just getting the support discs from level 70 to 90, which takes forever by the way, already give you some extra notes, which will help. Now we already pick fifth potential. This is the 6th one. This is the 7th one actually. So we won't get level 3s anymore, but we can always get level 2. I didn't notice any kind of banner with this level 2. I think you can get him until the end of the run. It's gonna be up to your luck. At the end of every floor, except shops and events, you will always get golden notes. There's a minimum you can get, but if you are lucky, you get a lot more. And just this alone will add up to a big difference in your record. This is a system, you don't interact with it, it just happens. And this will make very hard to track how well a run is actually going and evaluate if you should drop it or not. I don't think it's worth to track it. It's hard to track it, and it's not even displayed correctly sometimes. I don't know why. Sometimes you get 2 different notes, but only one shows here on the left side, right? I noticed this happening sometimes. I don't know if it's some specific note. I haven't figured that out yet. If you want a really good record, it can be a long RNG farm just because of this alone. This is mainly what will make your record going up to level 31. Floor 9 is the second floor event. Now this event is a bit tricky. This event I usually take the gamble, but it's actually pretty bad and you shouldn't take it, because if you think about it, it's a 50-50 probably of getting 100 gold, lose 100 gold. But the reality is you're not really getting 100 gold, you're only getting 70 because you had 30 guaranteed from the beginning, right? If you take the other option. And when you lose, you don't just lose 100, you lose 100, but you could have gotten 30, so you're losing 130. On top of that, you can also change your HP, which will just result in losing 30 as well, right? So you do you, but I think just getting the 30 is probably better. I usually gamble though. Floor 10 we might get event, we get it and we get a purple, okay. Ooh, this is the big one. Yeah, and honestly there's not much to say about this one. I think if you're aiming for a very good record, you should always take, and if you lose, too bad. I personally always take it. Yeah, of course. I don't think it's super impactful, you don't have to quit the run if you lose the 200 gold. It doesn't really matter that much. Now here I'm getting a second potential for Hayame. I mean, I only have one, which means the game will not offer me an upgrade for it until I pick a second one. So I recommend getting a second potential for every tracker. Even if you think only one potential is good in a certain character and you don't want to get anything else, it's important, you will need a scapegoat, right? You need a second potential, otherwise it will be very hard, you'll have to haul a lot. The more different potentials you have in a tracker, the more likely the game will give you upgrades for those instead of new ones, and the fewer you have, the more likely the game will give you new ones, to a point where you get to a limit. There's a limit for 6 potentials in your main character and 5 potentials in your supports. For Teresa I have 4. I can get a new one, but the chance of it is already kind of low. So here they're just giving me 3 upgrade options. This is floor 12, it's the second shop. There's 4 shops. Here you probably have some leftover money and you have the shop rerolls. At first I was always rerolling here and in the third shop, but maybe it's better to just save the rerolls to later, because at the end you already get all the RNG notes and now you know exactly which notes you need for the melodies. So you can just reroll at the last shop, you can reroll twice in a row in the last shop. However, this might create a problem managing the gold, because you don't want to end up with leftover gold, or you don't want to get to the last shop without gold. So it's something you have to decide, you have to evaluate. It's an option, a little thing you have. You should always look at the potentials and see, before going into the machine, if you have potentials you want to level or if you want to get more. Here we can get an event. Oh, you should be careful with this event, because if you finish the room here, you might not even see the NPC and just move forward. We're getting a lot of bonus events this run. Alright, here, I mean, there's not much to say about this, I think. If there's something you want, you pick it, otherwise just get a random. Here they're giving me the option to get a 5th potential for Teresa. From now, they won't never give me new ones. I heard the guy saying that you can break the limit if you For example, if I level up these 2 to 6, now I only have 2 options to level up. And if I go and get, for example, a support pot in an event, which can happen, they will have to give me a third option, right? And since I have these 3 maxed out, they'll give me an upgrade for this, an upgrade for this, and then a third new one. But I personally haven't tested that, so I don't know. Now here at the end of the run, there's a couple things you might wanna consider. For example, if you are close to getting to the 31 score, you should just get maybe some random notes on sale. If they allowed you to do that, maybe that's better than 1 potential or 2 potentials. Also, if you are lacking some very important potential, you should try to get it before going into the machine, of course. At this point you should already have them all, otherwise it's already kinda... If you're lacking some potential, you might wanna roll. But rolling is a bit tricky. Rolling is the only purchase you do that doesn't provide you with record score. So it's kinda like bad business. Even though it's cheap, 40 gold. Now I got the 6th pot for Shitose, so I won't get more. Doesn't matter how many times I roll. It will always give me upgrades. But rolling, before you roll, you should always look at what you have and try to think what's the chance of getting what you want, if it's worth rolling. Because something that I think will happen is you will roll 1, 2, 3 times and you end up taking something that you wouldn't take if it was the first option given to you. You just don't want to spend more money. It's like a psychological thing. So before you roll, look at your potentials and think what you want and if it's something likely to happen or not. Does that make sense? Only at 4, it's still giving me a new one. Now I won't get news for no one. This is important because if the potentials are cheaper than the machine, you will get the same thing, buying a potential and going to the machine essentially, right? Because you're only getting upgrades now. Now this run was absolutely terrible because I wasn't even paying attention to the potentials I was getting. I always picked up the level 3s and the level 2s when I have them to get the highest score. I bought a bunch of notes and I still didn't get the level 31. If I didn't waste some money on rolling, maybe I would have got it. But yeah, that goes to show that if I want to do a proper run, selecting the correct potentials, it will be very unlikely to get level 31. But I have, in this case for me, I have a 4-star disc. I don't have 3 5-stars. That will help, but still. Alright, so I think that's it for the Monolith guide. Thank you if you bear with me until here, because this was probably terrible. I haven't done videos like this before, so any feedback will be appreciated. I've been enjoying this game, and as long as I keep enjoying it, I might keep doing videos. Tomorrow maybe I post a boss blitz 7 stars with Ignis team, which I did, yeah. And that's it.